Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV for a transfer news. Fabrizio Romano has come out with let's say not an Ornstein dagger, but a bomber. Tosin to Chelsea, very close, guys. We're going to be talking about everything in regards to Tosin. We've got striker discussions and conversations to get into as well. Lots to discuss, lots to analyse, lots to get into on this gloomy, very gloomy, weird, I don't know what it is day today. It's just not nice here today. Over 50 people in the building. Guys, make sure you smash your like. Subscribe to both GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. Guys over Twitter, welcome as well. Good to see you. I hope you're good. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV and GNA TV and Twitter for this transfer news show, guys. Lots to get into on the weekend. Do you know what? I did say to you guys, as soon as this news breaking, as soon as this news that comes out, we'll be back on here, ready to go live with you guys. We've already got nearly 100 people in the building. Smash the likes, guys. Run it up. Lots to get into. Tosin to Chelsea. Tosin from Fulham. Are we happy or are we not happy? I want to know in the chat. We're going to analyze it, discuss it, speak on it, look at the news. Then we've got the strikers. We've got news around yesterday of Osimhen not happening, not coming to Chelsea. Why? Why is he not coming to Chelsea? What's the situation? We've got that. Who are the other options that we could possibly look at in regards to coming to this football club? Sesko, potentially. Gakares. Who are we talking about? Because there's going to be a lot to get into in today's show. Saturday afternoon for you guys. Smash the likes as always. Let's say hello to the chat, guys. Guys, make sure you get the likes up as well. I want to see the thumbs on YouTube up. Guys over Twitter as well. Welcome. Good to see you guys as well. Chelsea Fan TV, welcome. GNA TV, welcome, guys. Good to see you. I hope you have a blessed Saturday. What the F? Yeah, literally. Free deal. Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. Junior. He will work for Chelsea. Good. Will he work? What is his attributes? What is it that he's very good at doing? Well, we're going to look into it. Abdel, welcome. KSA man, big up to you as well. How are you? Steve in the building. How are you, Ro? Araka, he says, here we go on Tosin. Yes, potentially. Not yet. Not finalised. Getting there. Discussion. I think they're discussing the final parts from what we've been told, which we're going to be getting into in a second. Stuart, Ivan Toney is another one he's mentioned. Will they get Ivan Toney? Does he break the project's idea of signing players under the age of 25? Potentially, yeah, it does. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to, not going to do that, because if you look at Tosin, who we're going to talk about now, 26 years old, let's get into it. Let's get into it, because who broke that news? That's what we want to know. Who broke that news? Well, the news was broken by who else other than Fabrizio Romano. And this was today. This was this morning. This was at 10:55 a.m. Everyone's asleep, maybe just waking up. And we get this news. Exclusive. Chelsea are closing in on a deal to sign Tosin Adara Bioyo. We just stick to Tosin. Chelsea closing to sign a deal for Tosin. Negotiations at the final stages currently. Newcastle have been working on Tosin deal for a few weeks, but Chelsea are now clear favourites. Cautious until it's sealed. Tosin is to be the first signing of the Enzo Maresca if all goes to plans. Now, how do you feel about that, guys? I want to know how you feel about the potential signing. What does he bring? What does he do? Well, from my opinion on this, free agent brings Premier League experience, something that we need, something that we moan about, breaks the whole rule of being under 25 years of age coming to the club. He's 26, turning 27 in September, which is what he is, turning 27 in September. What is his attributes? What's he very good at doing? Well, he's, like I said, Premier League experience, good ball playing from the back, a variety of ball playing from the back, from short to long, which I like. I think he's very calm and collective on the ball, which I like. He's tall. Now, being as tall as he is, he's not like a truck when he tries to turn. A bit like what Badiashile and Disasi are, in my opinion. He gives this. He's quite light on his feet. He's quite agile, and I like that. Right, he comes from Man City. We know that as well. He's been he was also in the parts of being around in the recruitment of when Joe Shields was at Man City as well. So Joe Shields again will know a lot about Tosin. Maresca, I'm not too sure, and I think this was more in his earlier stages at Man City that Tosin was there as well. But you can see it in how he plays. You know, he's a very nimble, light on his feet individual that likes playing balls from out and into deep. Now, what does it mean for like the likes of Disasi, Chalobah, Badiashile? Well, what does it, I think personally, the issue we have now is that it looks like Chalobah is going to be sold. Man United are very interested in him. We've heard that Tottenham and maybe some others, maybe also even Fulham, highlighting the area of Trevor Chalobah. But should Trevor Chalobah be the one leaving this football club? I don't think so. I don't think he should be the one leaving this football club. In fact, if it was me, I would have kept Trevor Chalobah and I would have kept Tosin and I would be getting rid of Disasi or even Badiashile, in my opinion. Because when you look at the Enzo Maresca ball, how he likes to play, how he likes to set up, you're better off. You know, he's going to fit nimbly into that back three for me. He's a right centre back. He's got good ball playing abilities, and I think he'd be more comfortable in it than maybe a Disasi or even maybe a Badiashile. Fofana and Colwill, when they come back, I think will be the starters, in my opinion. But when you look at the injury record that we've had, especially with Fofana, been out for 2 seasons and only played a quarter of the 2 seasons, this makes a lot of sense. It's risk-free, guys. It's risk-free. We've signed him on a free. The wages we're not sure on, but we're hearing in around 40 to 70k bracket for him, which is not loads. So whether he plays a lot of football or not isn't the question here. For me, does he suit the Maresca ball, what we're trying to do moving forward? Yeah, he does. I think he does fit it. And I understand why we've bought him in. And he's free. Premier League experience, nimble on his feet, good at playing with the ball through the back. We're going to look at some videos in a second for him as well. But the Premier League experience is key. When we spent 30, 35 million on the Desasis and the Badiashiles to come to this club, yeah, we always had the fear of, will they suit the league? We won't have this problem with Tosin. And whether he's used as backup and doesn't play as much and he comes in and out the team, or he forces himself into the team with his qualities and benches, well, that's another story to be told. But for a free agent, it makes a lot of sense to bring in a player like this who hasn't really got a high risk factor, guys. So they've broken the under 25s policy. They've bought in Premier League experience. They've not paid any money other than the wages because he didn't want to stay at Fulham. Fulham offered him a contract. He didn't want it. He wanted to leave Fulham. So it wasn't the other way around. It wasn't that Fulham didn't want him. He wanted to leave Fulham. So, you know, in all fairness, KSA, man, out of the pecking order for me right now, Disasi's got to be at the bottom. Disasi has to be at the bottom for me. Really and truly. And I'm looking at how he plays. I could be wrong. Disasi might grow into this Maresca system. But when you look at the Maresca system for what we know to this point, I think Disasi's probably at the bottom of the pecking order. And if we should be selling a player, it shouldn't be Chalobah. But we will because it's pure profit. And we're probably going to do it before June the 30th. Do not be shocked in this next month if we're on here talking about the sale of Trevor Chalobah. He might do. There's always that possibility. There's always that possibility that he might revive. I understand that. But it makes for me, this is not a bad choice. It's just who we're getting rid to bring in. And that's my issue with it. That's my only issue with it. It's not that he's coming to this club. My issue with it is we're going to sell Chalobah on the back of bringing in Tosin, who's free. He feels the homegrown quote. Yeah, he does. So, you know, it's going to be, user says Coral X Tosin, insane centre-back pairing. Listen, Tosin's not a bad defender. I'm going to watch him in a second. Very nimble into it, you know, in what I've seen of him as well. Chelsea in talks to sign Tosin on a free transfer via Fabrizio Romano. Conversations have advanced in the last 48 hours after an approach a few weeks ago. The deal's not done yet, but heading in a positive direction. Newcastle never had it sealed, and now Chelsea have overtook. Well, we've overtook mainly because of wages, guys. Again, I think we're paying him higher wages And to be quite honest with you, the guy's round the corner. The guy is round the corner. If I'm him, all you're doing is upgrading yourself, going from Fulham to Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's be serious. So I want to know why this, because I obviously I'm not oh my god ecstatic we're getting Tosin. No, but I want to know what are the negatives for you guys. Obviously, Couch is going to be joining us soon, guys. We'll be getting him in very shortly to join us. Remember, we've got a lot to get into. I'm going to fly through these tabs, and then we're going to go back to Tosin with the panel, talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the strikers as well, because that's another area that we need to highlight in today's show as well, guys. Lots to get into. Nearly 300 people in the building right now. Keep hitting them likes, guys. If you're not hitting them likes, what we doing? I want to see them thumbs up. Get them thumbs up, guys. Get them thumbs up. Let's go. Replace 3 for 3 on a lesser wage, and no one can say Chalobah is much better than Tosin. So for me, it's not even that, Josh. If I had it my way, I'd keep Chalobah because I think he suits the Maresca 3 at the back more than maybe Disasi and Badiashile. I think we know that. I think he's in better form. I think Chalobah should stay. You know my thoughts on that. I would get Tosin, keep Chalobah, and I'd sell Disasi or Badiashile. And then you've got Colwill and Fofana. That's what I would do personally. That's my opinion of it. But yeah, that's that. And, people go, well, what about availability, injuries? Are we going to have problems with injuries? Is he going to be available, this, that, and the other? Well, look, here's his injuries. Listen, for free, availability is key, right? We talk about availability. Is he injury prone? No, he's not injury prone. He's had a hamstring injury back in 18-19 that put him out of 4 games for West Brom. He went over to Blackburn, who again, he missed 6 games for an unknown injury. Don't know what that is. Then he had a groin injury, which is his longest serving injury, which he was out for 11 games for Fulham back in 23-24. And then he had a minor knock in 23-24 again, which put him out for 1 game. So I wouldn't say he's injury prone, but you've got to remember, this guy starts for Fulham. He plays pretty much every game. He might not play every game for us. I don't think he will, potentially. He's got a chance if he forces himself into the Maresca way and he looks good in it and comfortable. Listen, he brings height. He's nimble on his feet. He moves the ball out well. I'm a little bit unsure on his defensive capabilities. And I think where Couch is going to go with this, without actually asking Couch, is maybe to do with that whole truck size look style type football. But he's a little bit different, in my opinion. So, yeah, he had a groin injury. Tosin is better. He's clear. Sell Gallagher as well. Well, that's going to be the next thing. Defense not good enough is what KSA, man. Listen, do we need to sign another defender? Will Chelsea even sign another defender? Potentially. But they will be getting rid of, obviously, Silva's going. Chalobah's probably going to find his way out the door as well. So, 1-on-1, he might not be great. Well, this is the things we need to learn. These are the things we need to learn. And obviously, this is where we're going to go into next. And I want to be careful before I do this because I have to be careful. I have to be careful. So let's quickly have a look at this video. Let's quickly have a look at this video of the type of player Chelsea are signing. So here we are. Nimble, variation of playing out from the back. Look at that right there, outside of the boot. Great pass. Defensively, good little blocks here and there. But look how good his range of passing is. Look at the range of passing from him. Defensively, quite strong. Obviously, the defense side, look, quite nimble on the ball. Aerially, quite strong. He has the variation. Look, that's what I like. He could be one of our best passers of a defender. Look, he's just comfortable. He's very comfortable. Good in the air. Yeah, maybe. Again, I don't know how good in the air he is. But what gets me the most with him is that. And in the Maresca ball type, left foot, right foot, look, spreading the ball, long distance, short distance, wins balls in the air, reads the game quite well. His passing out's quite good. But look, he's nimble. He's nimble. I don't see Badiashile moving like that. For as tall as he is, look, he's light on his feet. He's very light on his feet. I don't see this being a problem for me. That's a great ball. Look at the vision as a defender that he has. That's quite impressive for me. It's the vision. Strong as well. He's tall. You know, defends very well there. You know, there's obviously question marks about his overall defensive abilities, but when you look at him, look at the basics of what we will do in a possession-based Maresca football, this guy with the ball at his feet is very comfortable. Left and right. You know, look at that. Like, easy, but good passing, good ranging of passing that I like. I like my defenders to be able to have good ranges of passing, and he's progressive. He's comfortable. He doesn't rush. He doesn't have that panic about him. I'm not sure if he has a bozo moment in him. We'll have to wait and see. But he's strong. That's a great header, by the way. Oh, but look at the range of passing, guys. Look at it. He's so comfortable at just playing a long ball over the top. You know, it's for me, it's a player that has a lot of, and I'll watch it, Joe. I'll watch it again. Watch it again for the new people that are coming in. Smash the like, share it out for us as well, please. Please do that. Just very, very good. Not all of it, but look at the passing. Direct, forward, comfortable, doesn't panic, doesn't have bozo. Doesn't seem like he has that bozo element in him. Listen, I think the range of passing is the big thing for me with him. How good he's going to be, I don't know. But I like how good he is with the ball at his feet. And he's good for rotation. Conference League around the corner as well. We could utilise someone like this who's got the abilities to be comfortable off the back. You know? So it's one of them. It's one of them. Lenny Euro for me. Is that who you want? Big up, Blue Lounge. How are you, bro? Good to see you. Big up, Jim. I was just looking at the injuries, and it's concerning. Glad to see you checked it too. But I have to say, you can't go wrong on him on a free transfer. I don't see why. I don't even know who that is. He's 18 from the French league. I don't know who this guy is, so I wouldn't be able to compliment. I wouldn't be able to comment on him as time Chelsea yet. But when you look at what I just showed you there, the range of passing, the ability to be able to play short passes, long passes, comfortable, doesn't panic. I like all this. And in the Premier League, where it is very high paced on the press, he's already got the experience. He's already been in this league for a while. At 26 years old, turning 27 in September. I don't see this being so much of a bad signing. It's not a high risk signing. So I agree there might be some negatives to him. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's the complete, you know, complete defender. I don't know defensively how good he is. Does he ball watch? You know, is he reading in the box good? You know, he's shown little parts of it being very good. But from what I've seen with the ball, being that we're going to have a lot of the ball under Maresca, comfortable, playing out the back, high risk football, he looks like he suits it for me. He looks like he suits it from that point. You know, and I don't think there's many defenders that look as that good on the passing as he did, that are free or available like he is. Chelsea have offered Tosin a more competitive package than Newcastle, who are adamant they won't overpay for him. The Magpies moved for the defender look close to being wrapped up. Tosin is out of contract with Fulham in the summer and has apparently verbally agreed to move to Newcastle. These ads, man. As such as it seemed like there could be get away for what? As such, there seemed like they could get in the way with both parties happy. However, Chelsea since intervened with interest of their own, and that has thrown in the work. That the cash-rich Blues tend to offer fairly generous wages to their players, and as such, is likely to surprise that so many big names join them. The Magpies, of course, have the chance to hit back, but they are adamant that they won't overpay for the defender, having been in a good position previously. With that said, Chelsea might as well muscle them out of the deal and land a defender for themselves. And then we go on from that one to the comment here. We've got 20 minutes in, guys, 350 people. Smash the likes, guys. Run it up. We've still got the panel to join as well. Let's get the likes up, guys. Hit the thumbs. If you haven't done already, please do so as well. Chelsea are on the verge of beating Newcastle, as you already know. Apparently, he said yes to Chelsea is what the comment is there. Star says yes to Chelsea as Newcastle stung by an incredible hijack. Well, let's read this article quickly here. Why are they playing adverts from Sky Sports? Go away. Chelsea on the verge of beating Newcastle, blah, 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 blah. This is from Fraser. Tosin has made 130 appearances for Fulham and helped the club win the championship title during the position in the Premier League. With his 4-year spell at Craven Cottage, however, the centre-back has run down his contract and is now able to leave as a free transfer. As Tosin is a reliable top-flight defender heading into his peak years, it is understandable that several of Fulham Prem rivals have been taking a look at him. Man United and Tottenham both made contact with Tosin to discuss a possible move. But sources confirmed that team talk on May 22nd that Newcastle were aiming to sign him. Newcastle then sent Tosin a contract offer. But it was not long before the swoop came under their threat on Chelsea. Chelsea doing what they do best, right? The Blues offered Tosin more money than Newcastle, while Eddie Howe's side were adamant they would not overpay. Gillian has now revealed that Tosin switched to Stamford Bridge is very advanced and the defender has said yes to Chelsea. Yes to Chelsea. Newcastle still pushing to try and convince him, but they look set to miss out. Tosin is poised to sign a long-term contract with Chelsea, which will see him pick up a better salary than he would have done in the Northeast. The former England youth will help Chelsea move from the legendary Thiago Silva, as you already know. There is an uncertainty surrounding Chelsea's academy graduate Trevor Chalobah, as his sale would go down as pure profit on the club books. Fulham have been tipped to replace Tosin with Chalobah. Well, I don't see that happening, but we move. And Chalobah, as we already know, is already going to be up for sale. That is Tosin Inni. What is going on here? Let Enzo Fernandez cook as the deep line midfielder. We've got talking there as well. Interesting. Guys, 350 people in the building. That's your news on Tosin. He's very close. We're going to talk about that with the panel very soon. I just want to quickly highlight in 10 minutes the striker situation, and then we're going to bring the panel in and we're going to talk about the Tosin news and we're going to talk about the striker news. Make sure you're hitting the likes, guys. If you ain't hitting it, hit it. The more likes we get, the more views we keep pushing, the more we keep obviously streaming for you guys and bringing you news and talking to you guys as well. Thank you for all being there as always, but we need to keep running this up. 200 people on Chelsea Fan TV, 115 people watching on Twitter as well. Big up to you guys. And nearly 75 to 100 people watching on GNA TV as well, which is my channel, guys. It's right here. If you ain't subscribing, please go and follow and subscribe over there, because we're nearly at 10K. Nearly at 10K on YouTube over there, guys. So I'd appreciate if you can all do that for me. Now, we're going to quickly revert from Tosin news and jump on to this news around Osimhen that happened yesterday. Now, Chelsea will sign a new striker this summer as a part of the new season plans, but no negotiation or talks taking place for Victor Osimhen, with or without Lukaku in the deal. CFC are not planning to go ahead with Osimhen as of now. Lukaku and Broha are expected to leave. Now, everyone thought that this man was going to be the target. Everyone thought he was the main target. Now, I always had my reservations. I always thought that we weren't going to go and break another £100 million signing. And there's a couple of things why this ain't going to happen. 1, wages. 2, release clause. Yeah, in my opinion. And 3, the amortization structures. We are very limited when it comes to amortization now. We can't be signing £100 million players and putting them on 6, 7, 8 year contracts now. Obviously, that rule's been scrapped. With a signing of that high, looking at what we've already done, it was never going to work. We were never going to be able to sign Osimhen on a structured on what Napoli wanted him for, on a structure where it was on maybe a 4 or 5 year deal, roughly. It was not going to work. What we tried to do with him probably is try to get it brought down, and they were reluctant to do it. And I get why we've pulled out of this situation. I do get why we're part of the situation. However, the issue then lies on who else is available. What are we going to do? Who are we going to sign? Now, Sesko's another one who we're going to get into in a second that's been spoke about a lot. You know, there's Gyökeres, there's Ivan Toney that's been mentioned in many parts. We do need a striker, but I also feel that this board and ownership, and maybe even the manager, looking at Nicholas Jackson, and they want to continue developing him. Now, by bringing in someone of this level, this will hinder, in my opinion, the full development of Jackson, because you'll play him off the left and he won't be brought in as a striker. I feel that we are looking at a player in a Maresca system that will suit what he wants to do. And I think Jackson, being a striker, but formerly doing a lot of that, dropping deep, linking up, all of the stuff that he's good at doing, is maybe the route that Chelsea might be looking down to go. We do have goals in the team with Nkunku and that. And I do still think we needed a striker. And I think they will get a striker. It's just that the profile of the striker is massively important. And when you look at Osimhen and you think of Maresca and you think about what we've seen in a Maresca system, I don't know whether he suits Maresca's style. And I think that's another part of it. I don't think he's as good dropping deep, holding the ball, carrying the ball. I think he's good at aerially winning balls and things like that. We know he's good in the box. I get that. He would bring experience. He would bring experience that I think we do need. But I'm just not sure about his overall profile and game to be spending 113 or whatever million on this guy to bring him across and make him the guy. What I think they want to do is they want to continue developing Nicholas Jackson, but they will bring someone else along with him, maybe on sort of the same development. Now, the issue with that is you've got two young players that are being developed and are being added to the project. And is it too many development players that we're trying to bring in? That's the only issue I have. Because you're going to bring in another one that's probably on the same borderline as Jackson in his development. It's very young still, and still trying to work their way up. You're going to have to see that rotation. Rotation is obviously key. We know that. But in the Maresca system, does he play with an out-and-out 9? No, he doesn't. Does he want? Do they want someone that's going to be like the main number 9, 40 goals a season? No, but I do think they want someone that suits the profile of the manager, but also contributes to goals. I do think goals need to lead from the strikers. It's just to what level and how do they fit what we're trying to do? And that's why I think Osimhen's gone a little bit quiet. And I think Fabrizio, as of now, like Fabrizio Romano has said here, Chelsea are not planning to go for Osimhen. So if we're not going for Osimhen, who's left? Who's even around? Who's available? Who we're going to go for? Well, there's one guy that keeps getting mentioned a lot. And I think you all know who. Now, this man right here, Sesko. Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United all want Benjamin Sesko. But Leipzig also want him to keep him and is not giving up. Sesko is available until the end of June for 65 million euros. Release clause. He has a release clause. Basically, all parties involved want clarity before the Euros. Now, in the next 2 weeks, there could be news in and around Sesko. In and around what he wants to do, whether he stays, whether he goes. Arsenal are very keen on him. We know that. Chelsea are keeping tabs and interested. And there's some other interest. This boy is 6'5", strong, scores goals, but he's raw. He's raw. Does he suit what maybe they want and what they're trying to do? Yes. But he's raw. He comes here, not the complete article, still needing development in at Chelsea. But it's how much you get him for. And how does he fit in the Maresca side of things? Is he good enough to fit in the striker role, dropping deep, holding the ball, carrying it? Aerially, we know he's very good. I've watched some aerial goals of his aerial stats compared to Osimhen, Kakares, and himself. He was top. He fell short in all other areas against them. But then when you look at Kakares and Osimhen, they're a lot further ahead in you could say they're going into their primes. They're not developing anymore. They are who they are. They've formed themselves into it. As with Sesko, he's still very young. He's still we need to see, and that's the thing. He's still got to develop. He's still got to grow into who he's going to become. And I'm not sold. I'm not sold on him, but I'm not sold on the striker market because the striker market itself is very goddamn low. It's a very niche market at the moment. We're going to have this problem. If we not get this dog, man, I swear. Sorry, 1 second, guys. There's a dog. So loud. There's a dog outside that cries constantly. As you can probably hear. Osimhen, Osimhen and Sesko, I forgot what I was even saying now. I was going in a rhythm. I was in a rhythm there and it got kicked out. I completely forgot my train of thought. But at the end of the day, you know, for what he is, I'm not too sure 60 million, 57 million, whatever it is that we're going to spend on him is the right thing. Like, is the right idea to do it? I'm not sure. You know, is he a good player? Is there a good player in him? Yes. Could we see potential moving forward? Could he develop under Chelsea? Yes. But it's just, again, there's a lot of development needing to be done. It's a lot of, we've still got to grow these players. And it's like that across the team. They're all very young. We're all still trying to develop them. We're all still trying to find them. I've got no problem with that because you want to grow that. But then we moan about experience and we want experience in specific areas. And for me, experience is important in key areas. We don't need loads of it. I just think we need to have it in certain areas. And by doing the whole thing of getting him, then you're eliminating the idea of what we've always moaned about, which is having someone that's experienced and scores loads of goals. That means we're sticking to the idea of developing Jackson and maybe potentially developing him and having these two strikers going like that, which I don't mind scrapping. Jackson needs competition. That's for sure. He needs competition. But I'm not sold on Sesko. I've been saying this for a while. There's good parts to his game for me, and he is a clean striker, clean on in front of goal. But he's also very, I don't know what the word is. He's also just very raw, just not. You can see that he's still not there yet. Like, I watched him in the Champions League quite a lot, and I was just like, yeah, he's good. He's quick, quite quick, you know, for as tall as he is, 6'5", but he still lacks that clean vision that I like from a striker, that image of where to be or where to position himself. You know, I'm not sure if that comes later on, which is what we're waiting on Jackson, which I'm not sure even Jackson might even do. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it's just one of them. Let's drop the link into the panel because I want to get the panel in. We've got 450 people in the building. Boys, let's get the boys in. Boys, get in. There's also this whole talk about Elise. There's also this talk about Elise, who's another one that's on the books. Again, looking for 60 million to bring in. So are Chelsea trying to look to be smarter this summer? Yeah, they're going to have to sell, but they're also going to try to look to be smart. Not really. The amortization plus pure profit selling will help out. Plus, we still get sponsorship deals. I'm not sure who Nike's responding to there. I agree with Stefan. What's Stefan saying? I agree, Stefan. Stefan, bang on. Who's Stefan? Where are you, Stefan? I wonder what Stefan said now. What did Stefan say? Dobrik is a guy that can watch out for. There's also talks about what's his name? Santiago Jimenez from Feyenoord. Watch out for him as well. Santiago Jimenez. No, Stefan. Who's Stefan, you nutters? 410 people in the building. Actually, 420 people in the building. Big up to every single one of you's in here right now, guys. We are talking about the strikers. I have put the link out to the boys. Guys, if you are in here, come on, let's go. Let's get in. Let's get in. The link's in. Josh, I've sent it to you as well if you're in here. Yeah, can we also get retweeting as well? Couch, if you're ready, let's go, bro. Come on, let's get in. I need people in here. And in the meantime, let's keep going through some more bits that we've got here as well. Let's go. Ben Jacobs, I expect to be seriously Chelsea. I expect to be in seriously for Sesko conversation as well. Couch critic in the building as well. How we doing, Mr. Couch?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Not bad at all. Do you know what? I want to come back to the striker thing because we do need to speak on that. I want to talk to you about the Tosin situation. Obviously,
For sure.
You're not fully sold on the idea that it's a good signing, or you feel it's a good idea. What are the factors for you that make you worry about the signing of this guy?
Um, I just don't think he's the guy. I just don't think that we have the bossy center back that we need, that I've been craving for however long. I just think he's another guy. And he's a homegrown guy. He's a guy that'll come in and fill in for what Chalaba gave us essentially. Big up Eric. But in terms of being that bossy center back that can be like a real presence back there for us, a guy that can really just command the back line, he's not that guy for me. Pretty good on duels. Looks like he wins a lot of duels and whatnot. Passing range is quite good, but I mean, you compare his passing range to that of even Disasi. I don't think it's that much better, if at all. Like you look at their mid range passes and you look at their long range passes, the numbers are quite similar. So I don't know if we've upgraded there enough for me to be like, yes, this is the guy that we could finally build a defense around. This is the commanding presence. And until we get that guy, I don't care who we have in the mix. It doesn't impact um, what we do going as a club going forward until we get that real boss back there. And for me, this is just basically a replacement for Chalaba. Right? Chalaba's homegrown. We're losing him for what, 25, 35 million. We got a guy coming in on a free. Makes sense, I guess, like business wise, but it doesn't necessarily move the needle for me in a massive way.
Yeah, but what do you like for free? Surely for a free transfer, like it's not a bad signing at the club. Like, he brings Premier League qualities, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Um, he's very good variation of passing out from the back, which we've just seen there. Comfortable, comes from City. This has a relationship with Joe Shields again, sort of thing. Wages between I think around 70k, 40 to 70k, maybe a bit more. We'll have to wait and see if we get it across the line. I don't see, I don't like when you bring someone in like him for free, who's already got
hmm
that experience, and he's 26 going on 27, so he falls out the bracket of being young. We can't say he's young. He's again someone that's meant to
Oh,
come
could be
with
my bad.
experience. Then I don't see why. I don't really see any real worry to it because if he doesn't play much, but he's rotation and plays conference league, he's comfortable enough to do that for us. Like he's good enough to be playing them games. You know what I mean? So to have him for rotation because of his style and what I think Maresca wants to do in playing at the back and having people that are comfortable, I think he suits it.
Yeah, he's all right as a rotational player. He's all right. This whole idea about experience, it's the kind of experience that you have too. Like, where was he playing? He was playing what, West Brom or something like that, and then he went to Fulham. Like, that's not necessarily the experience at the
It's the
highest
Premier
level.
League. It's the Premier League
Yeah,
experience, isn't
sure,
it?
sure,
Can't
sure, but
ignore
it's a pretty low level Premier League. Like, you could have just got Lewis Dunk or something like that. Like, I'm just saying, it's not all that impressive just because he's 25, 26 years old. Like, his experience is not of a quality of a Chelsea. Like, he hasn't done things, and I get it. He could be like a Gary Cahill type, comes in and then just fills a role and then finds his feet and blossoms into a good center back for us. But on paper, way I'm seeing it right now, he's not moving the needle for me in an immense way. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but when I watch this guy play and I see what we have in the ranks right now,
it. Who's better
um,
than him in that team?
I don't know anyone that isn't right now. To be honest, I haven't seen this guy play in the system. Like
Who?
Fofana still gets a spot. I think the Sassi still gets the spot ahead of him.
No,
Oh yeah,
no,
for sure, for
no,
sure.
no.
Okay, all right, we'll see. We will
He's
see.
got leadership qualities as well. This guy, by the way, there is
Wasn't
leadership
wasn't the
qualities.
Sasia wasn't the Sasia a captain at Monaco?
Yeah, he was, but I don't think.
Oh, okay.
I don't think the Sass. I actually think the Sassy in the Maresca formation is at the bottom of the pecking order. I'm just calling it now.
Okay, we'll see. We shall see. Don't forget that, like when we're talking about a Maresca setup, like we like to say that like these guys have to be good. Like look at the defenders he had at Leicester, Vestergaard, and who's
Yeah,
the other
very
guy?
slow, unmobile people.
Yeah, but actually Vestergaard has pretty decent passing range. To be honest, like that was
So does he.
certainly. Sorry.
So does he.
Yeah, so does all of our defenders do. Like if you look at the stats play out. I would
Yeah,
say that he's probably I'd say that Tosin is probably a better long range passer. He's shown the ability to connect on those, but he doesn't really attempt them very often, right? But
yeah.
yeah, we'll just have to see. I'm not like for me, To be honest with you, I would have rather Chelsea just gone on the potential thing again and put in a serious offer for Lenny Euro, because that guy looks like he's going to be a guy, like a real guy,
I know
like
that guy.
the guy to
Yeah.
me. Like that's what he looks like to me.
What's his name? Lenny Euro. Let me have a look at
Lenny
this guy.
Euro.
Let me have a look at
Lille.
this guy.
I'll send you a link about to check out later.
Do you think we can
about
watch
this kid.
him? Oh, actually, I can see him now.
I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's him for me. He's him for me.
It's like Gusto.
Yeah, he does kind of actually.
All right,
Yeah,
let's have a quick look. I've got saying here which we can watch of Lenny Euro. He's for Lille, yeah? Is that a guy,
Yeah.
yeah? All right, let's go. Like, I've got actually quite a good little thing here. I want to know. I want to know what because again, I'm not like saying Couch that he's like coming in and he's amazing and I think he's like the best thing that we've done. But then when
No,
you
of
look
course
at
not.
like when you bring in like 35 million Basati, 35 million Badiashile from Monaco, but then they're not, in my opinion, not better than him, and he's already played in the Premier League for a longer 4-year period now. He's been at Craven Cottage, Championship, and then Premier League since Fulham have been up here. I just feel like I don't feel like the gap's that big. I feel like if he comes in and he, you know, it could be a good signing. He could for free. Like the last free signing we got was Thiago Silva, and I'm not comparing him to him, but that was a great signing. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So this could be one of them again. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know? So let's have a look at this Lenny.
Put butter on it.
Let's have a look at this Lenny guy. Is this him? Yeah. Gusto's brother. All right. Let me watch this guy a bit.
Elegant on the ball, fast, great at interceptions, good tackler, clean tackler, great passing range, like almost impeccable passing range. He's 18. That's the only real hang. But he's 6'3", wins aerial duels. Like he's got the lot, man. He's got the lot.
He's not scared to put a tackle in, is he? Right there.
Certainly not. Certainly not. And for me, it's just his ball playing ability that I think is the most impressive. Like you see him on the ball, you realize that this guy's not. He's mature beyond his 18 years. Like very, very good with ball to feet. Very, very good, composed, poised on the ball. Just got the lot for me. But
he's quite a threat in the box as well, by the looks of it. He seems to be getting quite a good lot of chances.
Like that finish was not easy, by the way, that you just saw over the shoulder, swinging at it and then hitting it right into the corner. But anyways, I don't think that he's coming to Chelsea. I think he's probably going to Real Madrid, to be honest. He seems like that's where his trajectory will take him. But if I had my choice, I'd get this guy 150,000%. This is what you call a bossy center back, or the making of a bossy center back. Guy that just like solves things, guy that is poised on the ball, a guy that, you know, when he's winning his duels, he's winning it clean. You know, like, yeah, this is what you want.
Yeah, but how much is he? How much is this boy? We don't even know.
I don't know. He's probably like 60 million right now.
Exactly.
Somewhere.
He's going to cost, isn't he, again? This is the thing.
Yeah, but there's a reason why he costs, though. Like, I would rather not spend 35 and 35 on guys that you're not really sure about when you can get a guy at 60 that is the lot, has the lot. You know, like, we keep on buying and picking around the edges when, you know, we can just go and get a boss. You know, like, what happened when Liverpool went and got Van Dijk? Their fortunes changed immensely. You know, that's where I think I don't think we're there yet, but I think that's essentially, like, look at this catch-up speed there. Look at that tackle, man.
He's quite a good tackler. I like it. He's quite physical as well. He doesn't get bullied off the ball for an 18-year-old. Like he
attempts every type of pass, and his passing range is 92%. His passing accuracy is 92%.
But it's not someone that I feel you can compare to Tosin, though, because Tosin's free. Do you know what I mean? Like, Tosin's coming in as a free agent into the club, and like, yeah, this guy might have cost 60 million. It might have been better than signing Badiashile and Disasi. That could be the argument in that. But I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, Andrew's here as well. Andrew, like, big up to you, man. Good to see you always.
Nice to see you guys.
What's up, Andrew?
What's your thoughts on the signing of Tosin? Like, are you as, I don't know, like, I think it's not high, obviously it's not high risk for him being free and stuff, but are you on the same thing as Couch, maybe thinking that maybe it's not the best signing to bring into the team?
Very low risk. I say that. I did say that. Very low risk, but I don't know
low risk,
it's going to move the needle the way we want it to.
Do you think it's a good signing for the club?
I don't think it'll be our only centre-back signing, though, this summer. So if everyone's fearing that, I don't think that's going to happen. With what we're going through with centre backs, with Thiago Silva going, Fofana, unsure about him in terms of whether he can even run, we can walk, let alone run for 38 games next season, with his knees basically shot. It's a good signing. It blows the 25 rule out the water. In terms of he's like 26 going on 27. He's got good Premier League experience. Looking at his stats, he wins a lot of aerial duels, which we suffered with last season. In terms of defensively, because we've all got beaten.
You want some more bread?
No, I'm fine for bread. So
sorry, I got my kid here. Sorry, guys. I'll mute.
I don't think it's a big risk. Like I said, it's just adding to the squad overall. I think. Citter's a good deal. People, you know what I have seen today. Rivals and other Chelsea fans aren't really complaining about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, Rivals. You know, we're in the terrace group chat. Rivals aren't saying much, like trying to take away from it. Even like most Chelsea fans are going. And I think the free aspect helps a lot as well in terms of we haven't forked out 35, 40 million. So we haven't taken much. We haven't taken anything out of our budget for the summer. So probably does hasten the Chalobah sale, or probably not hasten, but puts more in that stock of him being sold on that end. Which it's a shame, but you know things have to happen, don't they? So because Chalobah would only be really a squad player anyway. I'm not sure. I don't know if he'll start. There seems to obviously links to Joe Shields. He's a Man City Academy graduate. I don't know if he knows Maresca. I don't think he does. But yeah, it's a good signing for me. If it goes through, we have to say if, don't we? So if it goes through. So.
I mean, it looks like Chalobah might be going on pure profit as well, which is another thing. For me, like I said, he wouldn't be the first one for me going out the door. I would have probably chose one of the other two that we actually paid money for and just took a cut on it. To be honest with you, but you know,
selling them won't, like you said, Chalobah's pure profit.
Won't bring any profit. Yeah, it won't bring any profit. But I still think selling Chalobah at 25 million is ridiculous, in my opinion. I don't think we're
selling for 25. I don't know where that 25. I think we're selling for more. They always say I don't know what it is about our media or other media. They always like downplay or go over what we're like. We wanted 50 million for Broha or something. I don't believe we'd ever want 50 million for Broha. Why would we? Do you know what I mean? It's like
that's ridiculous.
It doesn't make any sense. I think Chalobah. I think we get 35. I think you could get it up 35, probably up a bit more for Chalobah. You know.
Yeah, I think the passing range is a good thing. Listen, it's not done yet. It's not a done deal, but for the sounds of it, it looks like we've just done Newcastle, which is nice anyway. Bearing in mind they have a bit of money themselves.
It's like Europa Conference League, Paul. That's what that was.
Well, we might even get Europa League, right? If Man United don't sort out their situation with
that would be
amazing. All right, let's leave that there with Tosin. Let's go to the strikers because that's one area that's quite interesting at the moment for me. We had that comment from Fabrizio Romano about Osimhen not being. Apparently, Chelsea have not even had this. Well, they've had discussions, but not like serious discussions in regards to Osimhen coming to the club. But he's made it very clear that Chelsea won't be signing him as of now. Which leaves a lot of Osimhen lovers in the mud. And then
why does it have to be in the mud? What's wrong with you guys?
You missed out the key words there, haven't you? As of now, you've missed that. So he's left it. He's left the tease.
True.
He's left the tease right there. As of now.
As of now.
That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
As of now. We are June 1st. We're June 1st.
Yeah.
As of now.
As of now, this. Oh, wait a sec. Have we got some more news here? What's this? No more. All right, let's have a quick look here. This 50 minutes ago. I didn't even see this. More on Chelsea and Osimhen. The swap deal with Romelu Lukaku was never really considered by Chelsea, as their stance on Lukaku is clear. 38 million price tag. Take it or leave it. Osimhen currently not on CFC list of summer transfer window targets. There you go. all that talk about Chelsea making him the main target. Yeah, he's at the front, man. You know, I know we're going to go for him. He wants Chelsea's proper Chelsea. And Chelsea not even looking at it. And listen, I don't blame us. I think we do have to be smarter this window. I don't see us spending hundreds of millions on one player anymore. I don't see it, you know, and there's a couple of things for it. And I said it earlier on: wages, release clause, and amortization. You can't ignore the amortization issue. We can't structure these bigger deals over 8 years anymore. It's going to be harder. And I don't think we're in a position to do 3, 4, 5-year contracts and pay 113 million for one striker when we want to do other business across the board, a potential Elise, more centre-backs, potential left-back, goalkeeper's been spoken about as well. I think there's a lot going on. And listen, I'm not overly upset that we've not gone for him, to be quite honest with you, because again, I'm not really sure if he's going to suit the Maresca way that we play, and if he actually, you know, with Maresca, he never really had like a main striker, someone that like leads the line and you build it around him, sort of thing. I feel you'd have to do that with someone like him if you spend that kind of money. So I think they're going to go down the route, and this is just my opinion, assumption so far, and it might change once we get more news later on. But my assumption right now is they want to develop Jackson. I think they do want to develop Jackson, but I also think they know that they can't just have Jackson. They need to have someone else there. So I think they are going to get a striker, but I think they're going to look for someone in that sort of younger range potentially that's maybe still raw, needing to be developed, that they can then bring in, and then, you know, between Jackson, who now has competition, and this other individual, they can work on pushing each other to progress and potentially maybe find that sort of goal instinct, which is what we want. Now, I don't know if they're gonna, if Jackson's ever gonna have that goal instinct, because I think you have to be kind of like born with it a little bit. Not gonna lie, but it's who we bring in. Now, there's Sesko being spoken about very heavily, who, again, I've said a number of times, is very, very, very raw. But there's a player there. It's just 56 million. You know, he's going to have to play rotation, whatever. And then there's also talks about maybe some other individuals, which I'm not too sure on as well, that I've not even been watching. Like, there's a guy from, is it Feyenoord, called Santiago Jimenez. That's it. Yeah, him. And there's you know, some other bits and bobs. But listen, let's go to Andrew first. Andrew, like, how do you feel about the whole news about Osimhen not someone's saying Dobrik as well. Okay. What was your thoughts on the whole news of Osimhen not coming to Chelsea, or it not being the case? And what's your thoughts on like the market itself? Where would you go now? Where do you think we're going to go next with it?
So yeah, like I said, I wouldn't totally rule it out. Fabrizio's left some others have left doubting words in there about as of now or not right now. Stuff like that. Also, the age thing's been blown out of the water now with the Tosin signing, isn't it? Really. So, the stories about him not being like 25 and stuff, we're not going because of his age is not true. I think you're right in terms of. I think it boils down to the payments. I think they may have discussed further in it and found out that it's more payments or higher payments than what even they first realised. I think they knew about the buyout clause. And the wages may have come into a fact to it, but I think maybe like we were hearing yesterday about agents' fees and stuff like that, and maybe they didn't even think that was going to come into it, and they've gone, oh crap, we're going to have to pay an extra 20 million or 30 million for agents' fees or something like that. I'm not saying it's that high. I'm just like guessing. The striker market, it stinks at the moment. Yeah. That's what it does. I think Osimhen is the only one out there who people have watched intensely and gone, yeah, he can do a job. Sesko for 45, 55, 65. I mean, I really don't want to pay 65 million for Sesko, really. 3 years in the Austrian league and 1 in the Leipzig, and he's really only done things the last couple of months, really. He's coming into his own. The other, like Jimenez, I've never really watched. So I'm not going to do anything. Is it Dobnik? Is he top scorer in La Liga or something? But I've not watched him. I know there's like...
I don't know. Guy Carres, his name is as well, but I don't
know. However you spell his name, or say his name, the Lisbon striker. Yeah. But like I said, it just really, really stinks. I do think... I'm not too sure about the development of Jackson. I don't think he is going to be that number 9 ever. I just don't think his play when I look at him, his play doesn't look like a number 9.
Yeah,
it looks like he likes to drift out wide. He likes to he likes to drop deeper. He hesitates. He doesn't have the instincts to hit it first time. He'll do that thing where that great goal against Everton where he the touch, turn and swivel, but then he'll just like miss something from like 2 yards out. Do you know? Do you know what I mean? So, and it'll do a great header one play and then a header that just bounces off and goes to a corner flag.
only one person.
I think if they want to progress the way they want to progress, they really have to stick on someone who's gonna. It may not be a like everyone's favorite or something like that, but someone who's just a natural striker. So it might end up being like someone like a Dobnik or something like that, because I think even the Lisbon striker, that's a hefty transfer fee.
85 million.
To pay for him as well. And remember, he's done very well this season, but he was playing for Coventry the season before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Facts.
like they have the thing about this summer. And we say every window, this is the most important window. I generally mean this. They have to be so spot on.
This window,
who they buy. They've given this guy 5 years of the rest of an additional 1 if he makes that, which seems very optimistic if he does make that. But 5 years, you have to set this guy up so well that you have to get this spot on. Tosin looks like a good start. If you get Elise, I'm fine with that. But the goalkeeper and the striker, for me, you have to get them spot on. I always say this, it's boring, but for me, the top 2 positions in any team, they're points of the spine, the foundations you set your team on. You get them 2 right, you can then mold the rest of the team around them, so to speak. But I just don't know, because if Osimhen's not the guy, all the rest of them, for me...
But even Osimhen's only scored 20 goals.
Osimhen will still have question marks, but the others have got more question marks for me in terms of that. And like everyone go, well, maybe it doesn't suit his style of play. You can show me all the videos of every Leicester game last season, but I just don't know how he's going to approach this with this squad and in the Premier League, where he's going to have to change a few things differently. But we desperately need a striker. But honestly, I wouldn't hazard a guess. None of them are my favourites. They've all got something where
I just feel like we're stuck in the same occurrence of having the same issue of, and we have done, not even just this season, for a good 3-4 years now. We're just like, we need a striker. We know we need a striker. We know we need a striker. And we watch games countlessly every season, and we create and we don't finish. And we sit and go, we need a striker. We need a striker. And then we get to the striker market and we're like, nah, not that.
I swear,
market shit. You know what I mean, it's just.
I swear though that everyone's only saying Dovbyk because they just found out he's the top scorer in La Liga. Do you know? Like no one's mentioned him before.
Let's have a look at him. Artem
He's
Dovbyk,
got 24
Ukrainian,
goals or something.
24 goals in 36 games.
I don't. Do you remember anyone talking about this guy 3 weeks ago?
No, but again, again, how old is this guy? I don't even know how old he is. He's 26, so he's the same age as Gokares, I think, as well, in that sort of bracket. He's not young. You can't say he's being developed still. He's actually working. He's formulating his way into his prime now. So he's developed, and now it's just.
But the thing is, though, is that he's popped up the last week or so because the Liga finished and everyone found out he's the top scorer in the Liga. That's why he's linked right now. I'm not seeing his name anywhere. We've not discussed his name on any stream whatsoever until this past week.
Yeah, I think it has everything to do with the fact that everyone thought we were going to be getting Osimhen. So now we're looking around and see, well, who could it be then? You know, but it's not because people were watching him. Like anyone that watched Girona would have.
But I don't. I honestly don't remember people. Like I've been on a lot of streams. You know, I've watched a lot of streams. I don't remember his name being brought up at all. Like it's even like not for just us, just generally in the striker pool. Because others are looking for striker, like Man United looking for striker, Liverpool potentially something like that. But it's like no one. It's like it's been Osimhen, Isak, and Gakiores and stuff like that. Those are top 3 and stuff like that. It's not me. He's only just popped up like in people's minds right now, essentially as another alternative for all the clubs. Because I don't think it. Listen, He's been linked to DiMarzio linked Osimhen to Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal go near him with the amount they have to pay. I just don't. They have a lot. Arsenal fans won't admit this, but they have a lot of stuff to do this summer as well in terms of rounding out the squad, let alone their first team.
So?
I don't think they go near him. I think they go for Sesko. I think they get Sesko.
Well, I've got off Nick here, actually. I'm just looking at him. He's 24 goals this season for Girona. He looks all right. He just looks like a bit like Kakares. I'm not going to lie, the way that he plays and finishes, and good goal. Like,
by the way, I'm not criticising Dominic Popochos. I'm just saying we weren't linked to him at all because everyone was thinking about Osimhen. But what I'm saying is no one was linked to him. Others that watch a lot of football, yeah, fine, you would have known about him. But it's just one of those things that he's just only popped up in the last 7 days or so, or last few days for us with Chelsea, or in the last 24 hours because of the Osimhen stuff. He's done very well. But
yeah, I haven't watched enough of. This is why I'm looking at him now, because I've not watched enough of this guy. I don't even know, not even seen a goal that he scored. So I'm just trying to see the type of variations that people were talking about. He's 40 million apparently. Listen, he might be on the list. Who knows? The list hasn't been.
He might be now. He might be now. You're right. He might be now. What I'm saying is this: instead of how does he suit not just individual players we have? How does he? Because I haven't watched a lot. How does he suit the team? Or Maresca's style.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Or what we think Maresca's style is going to be. You know what I mean?
Because
not just one player. How does he suit the whole goddamn team? I want a player that can play with everyone on that team. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks all right, but he doesn't look like it's not. I don't know. It just doesn't. It doesn't look amazing. I mean, I need to watch his game a bit more. I can't just watch goals scored because, he scores goals. We can see that it takes penalties, good aerially, comfortable on penalties. Like, yeah, fine. He looks okay. A lot of penalties scored, by the way. What does that mean? So I don't know. This guy's
taking a lot of penalties at Chelsea with Palmer there, so we won't have to worry about
Couch strikers. No Osimhen. I know you're quite a fan of Sesko. So what are you saying?
I don't really fancy any strikers in the market. But if you're talking about, hold on, I gotta deal with this. So you want what?
Just one apple.
Just an apple? Okay, cool. Yeah, so for me, Sesko just fits the overall profile of what we need in a striker right now. If you look at what Maresca's asking for of his strikers, he's asking them to press. He's asking them to be willing contributors in the build-up. He's asking them to score goals, obviously. That goes without saying. But everything that Sesko does, his link-up play is actually quite good. His aerial presence is quite good. His ability to get in the box, find space in the box is quite good. His finishing, left-right header is quite good as well. And to me, he reminds me like, where was people are gonna think this is crazy, but where was Lewandowski before Bayern? It was he was at Dortmund, and then before Dortmund, he was like where? Like was it like that Polish team, Lech Poznan or something like that?
Yeah.
He reminds me of like Lewandowski from that Lech Poznan team. Like just still a little bit raw, still trying to figure out his body and whatnot. But when he's in the box is killer. That's where I feel that Sesko is going. Like I feel like he can get to those heights if he puts it all together. And for me, I'm not about like we're comparing like Sesko to guys that have 5-6 years on top of him. Guys that are very much in their prime. This guy's doing things like this at 20 years old. Like he just turned 21 yesterday. So at 20 years old, to see the guy be able to use his body as well as he does, a willing competitor in duels, a willing competitor when we're pressing and trying to win the ball from the front, like finish. And then just distances quite quickly just with his stride and whatnot. But yeah, I would like a little bit more of an athletic striker myself, which is probably the Gyökeres guy. He looks a little bit more athletic.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when I look at Sesko and I see what could be the potential that he could be, like if he's nurtured the right way and given the time and space to grow, I think that you got somebody there that could really, really be something in years to come. And as of right now, he's not going to probably displace Jackson, but he's certainly going to push him. And what I don't want is to have somebody come in, not, granted, if the striker comes in and he's head and shoulders above Jackson and he's playing and he's scoring, then I don't really care. The issue that I don't want is we bring in a striker for 85, 100 million, and because of the price tag, we have to play them and play them and play them and play them and play them because we can't lose on the investment. And then as a result, Jackson doesn't get to develop as well. So that's my worry with the striker market, not going for somebody just because they're in the prime years, and then we don't really know about them in the Premier League, and then as a result we have to play them, and then we're playing guys that had good potential and we're not using them anymore. That's kind of where I am with that. But Sescu, to me, I feel like is at a similar level to Jackson, who I thought was pretty decent last year. He missed a lot of chances, but
quick.
He's not bad. He's not bad, but he just looks like very languid, like in terms of like his stride and whatnot. But he's not slow.
He's 6'5",
for sure.
isn't he? He's a big guy. He's
big guy, very good in defensive set pieces and whatnot. Like, I think that he's got a lot to his game, to be honest. But we're judging him based on the market, and the market right now has 25 and 26-year-olds who he's showing a lot for his age. A lot. Like, this isn't like a Broja. This is like a real, this is what people thought Broja was supposed to be. This is essentially what they thought he was going to be in. Like, anyway, that's where I sit with it.
Clean striker.
I guess what will help. I guess what will help though is if Maresca, if hypothetical, we sign Elise and he can get like Nkunku fit and stuff, like keep him fit. Then whoever striker comes in, even if you add Jackson to the support team, they'd have great support that they could get them settled in quicker by potentially scoring quicker and stuff like that. Like, that's
the other thing too. Like, I don't
be
even
after press, but not that much.
I don't even think we need a lot of goals, to be honest. I think that we have sorry guys. Am I just talking over myself? Yeah. Sorry guys. I just wanted to say quickly, I don't even think we need a lot of goals. I think we need a variation of goals. I think that we need somebody that can provide us with some aerial presence and somebody that can, be a little bit more of a fox in the box type. But like, I'm banking on Nkunku to be fit next year, and if he's fit, he's going to score. We saw what Jackson can do. He almost scored 17 goals or something like that. I played a lot, but scored 17 goals. That's a decent return. We know about Cole Palmer. If Elise comes in, he's going to bag 15 to 20, in my opinion, as well, or has the potential to do that. So I don't think that goal scoring is going to be an issue as much as like the variety of goals that we can score, like the different types of goals. Or do we need somebody that can be, a fox in the box? Do we need somebody that can be an aerial presence that can just like bang it in and whatnot? And as much as I think Osimhen could have been that guy, not for the price tag, brethren, not for the price tag. I need more than just aerial presence and fox in the box for 100-odd million. So that's kind of where I stand with that.
No, go on, Andy.
I understand. And if you like say again, if hypothetical, you get Elise again, and without adding the striker in, you could legitimately ask these guys, because we've seen it done before. You could ask Jackson, Palmer, and Nkunku to get this is just league goals, like minimum 15 each upwards. Elise minimum like 10 or something like that. That's 55 right there, and then you're asking the striker to add anywhere from 18, 20 upwards. That's just the attack alone. You're not adding in like the fullbacks and the defenders and stuff like that. I don't think that's unreasonable to ask. If the attack is like that, to ask for those standards. We've seen Jackson get 14 goals without scoring a penalty, I think. And Kuku's been injury hit, but we've seen him score about 4 or 5 or something like that. A fully fit could easily get 15, in my opinion. Palmer, we've seen it. I know he's going to be taking penalties as well. But if he has more people around him who could help, he could score more than the 22.
Yeah, 100%, 101%. I think it's going to be. Listen, the goalkeeper and striker is. I agree. I think it's going to be real interesting. I'm not too sure how, where, and what we're going to do with it, but I think in the next couple of weeks we're going to have a bit of a clear image of what we want to do, and I think we will get a goalie. It's just then Jusel, Kepa, or Sanchez. What goes on there? Then you look at
both.
Both. Then you look at the centre backs, and you're right. It looks like we might be getting Tosin. That's one. Maybe get another. And then you look at the midfield. Maybe not winger Elise, and then you're going to have to get rid of one for me. Who's going to go out of the wingers? And the one thing I don't think, I don't want us to stockpile but I get why we're getting, at the same time, from a business standpoint, I get why we're getting so much of this, because when you look at people like Matson and Andre Santos going out on loans and doing what they're doing, and values then increasing, there's an element of money being able to be made on these players, and I don't think they're all going to get in there. I do think Kendry Páez is quite special, though. I'm not going to lie. So I think you're going to have to find a way to get him playing, in my opinion. I think Esteval, he looks a lot, when you look at his age compared to the others, I think Kendry Páez just stands out from a mark. Like he's, but when I look at Esteval, I still feel like he's growing into his body a bit, and he's like, he needs a bit more time he's going to need that time to develop more once they come over in 2025. But what do you do? Because you can put Esteval to Strasbourg or Dortmund or whoever wants him on a loan. And then you've got Páez, who I think needs to have minutes, but then you're going to bring in Elise. You got Palmer, you got Madueke, you got Mudryk. So like
I sold this easily. Yeah. I'll tell you what I do. Sterling's not going anywhere because of the fat contract he's on. So we're not going to get rid of him, right? I think you could sell Madueke, but I'd give Mudryk to Strasbourg for 5 years on loan. That's what I'd do. 5 years. I'd send him on loan for 5 years, like he's going to Siberia or something like Alcatraz or something like that, and just let him stew there for 5 years. But no, seriously, I don't know if I think Mudryk's a funny one. He could do with maybe a year on loan somewhere, or two or something like that. Madueke, I think Madueke is a good bench option. I think he's a good bench option.
You know what's funny? I actually think that, and I wouldn't have said this even like 4 months ago. I think Madueke is probably the most ideal winger for what Maresca wants to do. Like, if you look at how he used Fatanu and what was the other guy on the other side? Mamadidi. Like, that's essentially what Madueke is. Very direct, quick, that sort of attacking style. But I don't know. I would still rather Elise, just because I think that like his ball delivery from out wide is quite good. His goal scoring is incredible, and just as his decision making in the final third is elite. I don't care what anyone says. Like,
let me
his
say this
decision
right
making is elite.
Elise's left-footed, right?
Yeah. Elise's
left-footed. Madueke and Mudryk are not as good as his right foot, in my opinion. Right? This guy. I said it in a tweet earlier. If I had my way, if to get Elise, if someone said, "Oh, you've got to sacrifice Sterling, Mudryk, and Madueke," fine. I don't.
I would do the same. Don't get it twisted. But you know what I mean, though. Like, just based on what Maresca does, it looks like Madueke would be the best fit.
And that's why I said keep Madueke. Even if he doesn't start, he's a good option off the bench. That's what we lacked last season. Options off the bench. Do you know what I mean? We need like game changers from the bench, and I think he could do that. Mudryk, someone would have to really change from the start of next season for me to go give him a serial chance. And the problem is the actual real problem is Sterling, essentially.
Yeah, he won't go.
That's the real stuff. And why would he? And by the way, you can blame his signing and the contract on the ownership, and that's because of the history in the Premier League. I don't think we signed Sterling now with the whole structure that we have. I don't think we do. That's the thing. But that was when we didn't have that they were going freeform in the summer window because they didn't. Wait.
He's still at an age where he's going to be looking like, I do think he's got one more contract in him, so he will look for, maybe listen to it, but it's just who's paying his wages and where is it that he's being offered it?
But he wanted to come back to London. That was the whole thing. He wanted to come back to London. Yeah. So unless we could put him in the Palace,
man. Send him back.
But we'd have to go. We'd have to pay up the rest of his contract, I think, for him to go to Palace.
I just say subsidize it.
Yeah, we could subsidize it. You're right. We could make a deal and subsidize it, but I don't know if Glasner. I don't know if Glasner would want him. Would Glasner want him?
Well, they're going to lose Elise. What are they going to do? They're losing Elise as well.
Bro, are you lot talking about grenade football Sterling?
Oh, stop!
Yeah, we're just talking about the number of.
This comes in immediately.
Glasner ain't gonna. Glasner ain't gonna want that profile, man. Glasner likes wingers that can retain the ball, bruv, and that's what Olise and Eze offer. Sterling, it will just keep blowing up, bruv. So that's a myth. That's not gonna happen.
Wow.
All right, let's move away from that because that ain't really news right now. But that will be news, I'm assuming, in the football. We've had this little bit of news come out just now from Ben Jacobs about Sesko, saying the situation with Sesko remains open. Variable release clause has now risen to 55 million. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, and PSG all still interested. AFC and CFC with the most concrete approaches today. Sesko hasn't agreed to any club yet. Leipzig have also put a lucrative renewal on the table for him. Sesko has a Saudi approach as well, which is not going to happen. I doubt that. But no indication that Sesko wants to move from there. And then he goes on to say that along with Sesko, Arsenal have looked at Joshua Zirkzee, Evan Ferguson and Kakares. Understand there's no approach yet for Victor Osimhen, despite reports Napoli still insist on the full release clause to be paid. Arsenal will be very expensive. So
trust me, Arsenal won't go near Osimhen. They will not go near Osimhen.
I don't think he's going anywhere, not for that value anyway. But we
have got they sell Kvaratskhelia for 100 million. They don't really need to sell Osimhen then.
Well, let's ask Don, because obviously we've spoke. We will ask you about Tosin in a second, but we are on the striker side of things, Don, and we spoke about Osimhen obviously not being an option for Chelsea. Couch spoke about Sesko. Andrew's a bit like me, a bit up in the air with where we're going to go with this. What's your thoughts on the news of Osimhen and where Chelsea are going to go next in terms of strikers?
Yeah, listen. Like I said, bro, this is something that I didn't forget to mention. I think we just didn't have time the other day because we had a big panel. But it's something that I was a bit skeptical about after watching how Leicester played. Because remember, I said to you guys, the type of chances that we create with Poch, I think would suit Osimhen because we play a lot in the box. A lot of chances being whipped across. And in the box, Osimhen is good, bro. He finds space where there's no space for a big guy. You know, aerially he's really good as well. But the weaknesses in terms of his game, he's quite similar to Haaland. Like on the ball, he's not as technical. And that's why when we spoke in the summer, bro, I said for me, I'd rather get Tony because number one, he's got the Premier League experience. And in terms of his all-round game, I think he's better than Osimhen. I think Osimhen is better in the box, but I said Tony's, quite a good finisher. So that's the sort of mold of player that I was looking at. And yeah, like I said, I just don't think he would suit what Maresca's trying to do. And especially for the 115 million, if it doesn't suit the profile of manager that we've got and the players that we've got, it just doesn't make any sense. It's not feasible. It's not feasible to go and do that. So I'd rather us go find the right profile, like what Couch is saying. And what I said in the group chat the other day, I'm open. This summer, I'm open for the right profile. Ideally, I would like someone that's got a little bit more clout in the game in terms of up front. Someone that's ready now because I've got PTSD, man, of the missed chances over the years. There's a bit of that involved. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I do understand that the market is a bit dead at the minute. And what Couch is saying about Sesko, I definitely see those traits in him. And if he gets it all together, he's going to be a dangerous finisher. But all I'm saying is, with him, it's just another project that we're adding on to the other projects that we've got at the minute with Jack.
No doubt.
With Modric, with who else is there, bro? There's just so many projects that are going on at the minute, and that's where I'm a little bit skeptical. But like I said on my stream earlier, Jem, I reckon, looking at Sesko, we're not going to depend on just him to score goals because this season, I know Palmer's been scoring a lot of goals, but if you look at, for example, Olise coming in, I think you guys have kind of spoken about it. I think there'll be goals and assists shared around the whole team. But if he can chip in, if we get him in, for example, and he can get more than 15 goals, I think that's still, that'll still be a decent season. And obviously he's only 21 years old, so he can get better in terms of his finishing. But yeah, at the minute, like I said, my theme this season is just I'm pretty open. When I hear names, I don't just dismiss them. I do my research and then I come back.
Same.
And then see what happens there, innit? So I need to do more research on Sesko, to be honest, because I've only watched him once this season. That Champions League game, Jem, that we was watching together, yeah? I watched him that game and he was pretty raw in terms of his finishing. He kept, snapping at shots and whatnot. But we'll see, innit? We'll see, because I like his attributes. I
said to you, he ain't ready. I was like, he ain't ready, man. Watching that, I could see it from a mile away.
Here's the thing, right, Don. Here's the thing.
Hold on, just one last point. Just one last point before you come in, yeah. And I think it will definitely help someone like a Sesko if we have, guys that are ready now around him. The likes of Nkuku, like Couch just said, the likes of Olise, the likes of Palmer behind him with a Caicedo behind him. All these guys are ready now. I think will go a long way in helping him, man. Because when you're playing with players at that level, you look at yourself at sometimes, yo, I need to fix up. Bro. These guys are serious ballers, you know. And that's how everyone keeps the standards high. So yeah, that's how I kind of look at it, man. I think I'm not fully sold on Sesko, but again, I'm open-minded this summer. Just do my research and I come back and I see what it's really saying. But yeah, we'll see in it. But go on, Andrew.
I think the term I think you're right. I mean, I think we suffered from last season, like having too many projects. I think with a year in and stuff like that, it's more bedded in and more formed as a unit, hopefully. I think if you bring Sesko in, he would be a project. That means for me that the goalkeeper can't be a project position. Do you know what I mean? I can't have the goalkeeper and the striker as a project. I've never seen Jorgensen play for Villarreal and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. I've seen the Valencia goalkeeper. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name.
Which one did you just say? The first one?
Jorgensen, is it, from Villarreal?
Oh yeah, I'm not sold on him, bro.
I'm more sold on the Valencia goalkeeper. Is it
Mish,
really?
whatever his name is. Yeah,
my ultimate dream is to get. My ultimate dream sign is obviously Diogo Costa, but I don't see that happening. But that cannot be a project position, a goalkeeper, if the striker is going to be one. It's got to be, if you're going to have, I prefer none of them to be projects, but if it's either or, you know what I mean? The goalkeeper cannot be that.
Let me tell you something about Jorgensen, Andrew, yeah? You see Jorgensen, bro, yeah? He gives me Kepa vibes, bro. He gives me Kepa vibes. No. On the ball, I can't lie to you. The distribution is good, yeah? The distribution is good. Like, I can see exactly why they're looking at him in terms of on the ball. Yeah, but yeah, bro, like, when he's coming off his line, oh my gosh, bro. Like, the amount of times I'm seeing him,
long shots.
Yeah, I'm not even so much the long shots. He's saving. To be honest with you, like, his shot stopping looks decent. Like Kepa, Kepa's shot stopping was decent from short range. Like, he was like a cat in the box. You know, he had good reactions. Yeah, and that's what I kind of gauge from this guy. Long range, he looks quite good. Bento, no, I haven't watched so much of this guy. Yeah, but just to round up on this guy you just mentioned. Yeah, one thing that was scaring me, bro. Yeah, is when he comes off of his line for like corners, or when he's one-on-one of the attacker. He just looks like he's completely out of control, man. I was seeing him, he constantly kept punching the ball out like what Kepa was doing. That used to piss me off. Like, I'm thinking, bro, just grab the ball. He just kept punching it out, and there's times I'm like, brother, grab it, man. Do you know what I mean? And some of the goals that he conceded this season as well, I was watching some of them, yeah? Some of them I'm thinking, bro, how the fuck have you not saved that? You know what I mean? So, and he's only 22, so he looks like another project. So I would stay away from him. I'm not convinced on him. I can't lie.
It's Costa for me. It's Costa for me, but I know we're not going to get him.
I know, but I'm glad though that because
I'm not going to lie, but I like Ortega, but that's my opinion on it.
But I'm glad though that we are looking for another goalkeeper. Listen, I think Petrovic is goodish. What we've seen from him, his distribution needs a lot of work, but he's a number 2 for me. But Sanchez, no, Sanchez and Kepa, no. Just stay away. I wouldn't even allow him back in Cobham, Kepa. His key fob's got to be denied when he tries to get in July or something like that. But I'm glad we are looking at goalkeepers. But Jorgensen, for me, doesn't. Like you said,
he's small apparently as well. He's small as well for a keeper.
Is he good? Are they both good at this? I've not watched nothing, but is this Jorgensen good with the ball at his feet? Is that why we're looking?
Yeah. He's very good at the ball at his feet, bro. Like, the way he plays it is similar to Edison. He's good. His distribution is good, but just overall, bro. You know me, yeah. Like with keepers, the bare minimum I expect is for you to command your area, bro. Command your box. He doesn't look like he commands his area. There's something about him where I'm looking at him, I'm thinking butterfingers. You know what I mean? Like, some of the shots.
Yeah, shot stopping. I expect them to do well at shot. I expect every goalkeeper to do well at shot stopping. That's the least they can do. It's the like you said, it's the other attributes, claiming dominance. Do you remember when Mendy first started and the biggest cheer he got was claiming from a corner? Do you remember that stuff like that?
Yeah, that's what we need, bro. That's what we need. And this guy just doesn't give me that confidence in the box, man. I don't know. I think his height plays a big part, because Kepa used to struggle as well, like when it comes to dominating his area and whatnot. So this guy, he's that similar sort of mold, man. So I hope we don't go down that route. I'll be real.
All right, well, let's move away from that. I want to get Don's thoughts on Tosin. Go back to Tosin, because obviously Couch is a little bit unsure. He's explained why he wanted a guy from Lille. I can't remember his name again. He'd have to say it's going to
go. Lenny Euro. Remember the name, Jam. Remember the name. He is him. He is him. All right.
I'm hearing his generational one now. Bro.
Yeah, supposedly. I mean, and then there's Tosin, who's come in, who he's not sure, and we've spoke about already. What's your thoughts on him coming in.
Yeah, I think it's a shrewd signing, to be honest with you. Premier League experience. He's 26 now.
Jem, he's got him in his profile. What do you? Sorry, in his average. What do you think?
What do you think of him? What do you think of him? What do you think this is a solid signing here? Man's just displaying him in his
bro,
picture,
yeah,
his
you got
picture,
come on, you got to support, man. You got to support.
I didn't even notice it.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying I know.
right.
I'm not saying I know the ins and outs of the player, but I know of him from his time at Man City because he's the same age group as Solanke and Tammy Abraham and that. So I watched a lot of him when he was coming through the academy, and he was someone that stuck out. Yeah, if you guys remember, he got loaned out to West Brom as well at the beginning of his career. But yeah, like I said, he adds a little bit of height to the team. In terms of his ball playing ability as well, bro. Listen, the way he plays it out from the back, it's like a midfielder playing in defense. You know what I'm saying? Like what you said earlier as well, Jem. He doesn't look as heavy-footed as like a Badiashile or Disasi. He glides across the pitch, to be fair, for a big lad. And hopefully he should add a little bit of leadership and know-how. He obviously, like I said, he ain't got upper move to Manchester. He already lives in Fulham, pretty much. So it's going to be business as usual for him. It's going to feel like he's going to Fulham every day if we do end up signing him. But overall, bro, I think it's a good signing, to be honest. I think it's better than Disasi. Chalobah, again, I haven't watched enough of Tosin week in, week out to say it's better than Chalobah. But from what I've seen, every time I've caught Fulham games, he does look pretty good, pretty switched on as well. So yeah, I think it's a good signing overall, man.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see there's no risk factor to it, is there? We know that, it's one of them ones. Please put the video against Liverpool. You will be shocked. What video?
There's also a video that I think I did my review against Fulham.
Why do we do this though? One game we start going, he was so
No,
bad.
I'm just saying it's only one game that I was able to watch him play extensively, and I reviewed it. And I remember him being a focal point in my video. But I'm gonna have to watch it again because I don't remember exactly what it is that I didn't like about what was happening there, or how Baroa was pulling him out of positions and stuff like that. Anyways, I'll review it again before I make any comment. But I remember his name coming up quite a bit.
Fez, I mean, look, I keep saying it. I'm not like wow about the whole situation, but I don't think it's a bad signing. I think for free, there's no risk to it. I think he's Premier League experienced. He breaks the 25-year-old bracket of we don't sign players unless they're under 25. He brings a little bit of experience from playing in the Premier League. He's rotation, whether he plays a lot of football next season or he don't, he's rotation. I see him playing in conference leagues. I see him playing in them type of games if we have to rotate. And from what I've seen of him, he has some very good qualities. His ball playing out is very good. I'm not sure about him fully defensively. That's the big question mark. How good is he fully defensively? But from what I've seen with him with the ball and how he carries the ball and variations of passing, long range, short range, has the eye, carries the ball well, by the way, as well. Like he'll run forward with the ball. He's comfortable running forward with the ball and finding the pass as well, which I like in that. It was funny because I read something earlier. It was obviously, again, people saying this, they feel that Joe Shields might have had an involvement because when he was in the reserve teams at Man City, they were touting him. The team at the time were touting Tosin to be the one that takes Company's position, like the next big thing as their defenders. Obviously that didn't happen, and they ended up.
Bro, do you remember they rated him highly, bro, because they offered him that contract. They paid him 25k a week or something like that. And remember, he came out in the media. They were basically trying to slander him and whatnot, talking about the fact that he's earning this much money and he's buying this and he's buying that. And I was thinking, bro, basically what they did to Sterling is what they did to Tosin when he got that big contract. I remember because I think they offered him about 25k a week or something. But yeah, he was very highly rated. I think he was even the captain in Man City's team, from what I remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was good coming through. I can't lie.
Yeah. So again,
can we actually get back into the Champions League before we start thinking about winning it again?
Yeah, we all winning Champions League. Listen, bring squad depth for me. Another big thing. I want the squad depth and in defence.
He's turning 27 in September, Jem. He's turning 27 in September as well.
And he's got Premier League experience. Like I'm not massively
against it. I think we are going to sign another centre back, by the way. I don't think this is the only centre back signing.
We're going to sign the one from Lille for 60 million, that one. We're going to get him as well with Tosin. He hit the bullet header on Sanchez.
Jem, you're going to have so much egg on your face when you realize who this Lenny Euro guy is. You're going to be like, wow, I can't believe I was dissing this guy.
I'm
it's
not
okay.
Dissing
I'll leave it to you. He's 18. He's 18, so it's not.
No, I'm saying I don't know who the guy is. I've never watched him, so I can't really say that I'm going to have egg in my face. I've not.
He's got a lot of big clubs. He's got a lot of big clubs sniffing around him.
I've heard some good things about him. I need to do my research on him, but I've heard.
He is. I've just watched a video of him with Couch and Andrew, and he looks pretty good, tackling wise, carrying the ball, aggressive, and he's only 18. He doesn't get bullied off the ball. He's got a bit of.
He's got a lot of.
He looks
a lot of big clubs sniffing around him. A lot of big clubs.
Was he going to spend 60 million in that? That's the question.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I pay 70 easy. 80
Euro
80.
is the truth.
Well, if we're not spending anything on Osimhen anymore, we've got a lot more in the transfer budget, haven't we? So.
Well, maybe not if we're buying Elise for 60 million, and then God knows who else we're going to get behind.
Wait, is he a right centre back? Is he a right centre back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then it's time to Axel. Au revoir.
Yeah. All right, Daniel. What are you saying?
Euro? You're talking about the.
Yeah, we're talking about the Euro. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know much about him. Just that he's 18 or 17. Like he's really
18.
young.
Yeah.
18. Yeah. That's all I really know about him. He's 18. He's talented. Real Madrid were interested, but don't want to spend the money, which is interesting. But
Tosin.
yeah, I mean
He's got 1 year left on his deal. They're gonna wait till he expires and then they're gonna sign him. That's what's gonna happen.
okay. That's fine. I think. You know what it is? Him going into that situation is perfect, right? You have Alaba, you have Rudiger, you have Militao. You can be the young star with not a lot of pressure, like the rest of the young stars, right? When they sign them, a lot of them don't end up starting in positions they want right away, or even started. You know what I'm saying? Like Chouameni, all that shit didn't start really. I mean, the year prior when he first signed, didn't really start. He was on the bench because he wasn't ready, and he cost 100 mil. So I think that's good for them. But for us, another 18-year-old, I'm not a fan of it.
Well, tell us about Tosin. What's your thoughts on the signing of free Tosin?
Not good. He's not good enough, but he's free, so I think people are okay with it. He's just not. He's not the quality that we need. Like he's a decent squad guy, but I already have those. I have Chalobah, I have Disasi. I don't need another guy that's like, okay, I need a floor raiser for the guys that I have, like Colwell and Badia Chile. And these guys to help them get to a higher level. Like he's not that good to me.
What's that noise? Is it me? I can hear that again. Did anyone hear that noise, or is it me? Am I hearing weird noise? Yeah, it's Daniel's speaker. I swear. What's going on?
I think it's Couch. His kids in the back.
No, he's muted. He's not Couch.
Oh.
I think it's Dan. But no, Fez, I hear
What
that.
do you mean, man? Allow me, man. What are you talking about? I'm here.
Guys, 550 people in the building. Smash the likes, all of you, please. Get the likes up. We've got nearly 200 people on Twitter, 250 on Chelsea Fan TV, 150 on GNA TV. Big up to all of you guys that are watching us at the moment. We appreciate it. Is his mic doing that? It was Adam. I don't know what was going on there, but it was quite funny. Moving from Tosin, let's stick with Daniel still. I want to ask him about the striker situation because it looks like Victor Osimhen's not now an option for us. What's your thoughts on that, and where do you think we go next with it? Because there's talks about Sesko and others, younger strikers. What's your thoughts?
I always thought it was going to be Sesko.
You wanted Sesko?
No, I thought it was going to be Sesko.
Oh.
Not that I want Sesko. I don't want Sesko. But, I mean, I don't know.
Your mic is doing some weirdo shit again, bro. It sounds like you're farting and then you're talking like burp or burping. Maybe just come out.
I don't know what you've got going on in your yellow bus, bruv. Relax.
Are you near a frog or something? Are you near a frog or something like that? Or a toad?
It's like you're burping and then talking like burp.
This guy's got something going on in that yellow bus, bruv.
I've never heard a noise like that on it ever. It's so weird. Go on, then.
Go out and come back
in the fucking toad. What are you guys talking about?
You wait till you go back and listen to it. Watch the show again after. You'll see what we're talking about. Burp. Hello? Burp. I like it, but burp. He's okay, but burp.
Go on, Daniel. Finish.
Hold on. Let me see.
Burp.
He fucked up his whole flow, Jim. He fucked up his whole flow.
He's trying to sort it out, man. He's got stuff as well. I've seen him. He's got mics. I've seen him on camera. I don't know what he's doing these days. He's just lying in bed, isn't he?
That's for work. This is on my phone. I told you I'm going to the fucking gym, bro. Let me see. Hold on. Let me hop on and hop back in.
Why is he doing that noise? It's these women. Oh. Chelsea are interested in Julian Alvarez. Who said that? Where is even that? Why are they going to let him go? Where does it say that?
Well, after they just got rid of Palmer, you think they're gonna sell us Julian Alvarez as well? Impossible.
We might as well be Man City FC. Enzo Maresca, Lavia, Tosin. Who else we got? Palmer. Come on, man. We're turning to them. We're turning into Man City FC. That's what we are.
Just give us their sporting directors. I'll be fine.
I just realised, big man like Big Willie's coming back to Chelsea, isn't it?
He is as well. Willie was Man City. Go on, Daniel.
Can you hear me or what?
Yeah.
Is it still making a sound or no?
Not at the moment. No.
All right, then was my mic. Yeah, I don't like the profile of the guys they're getting. Like when I complain about the squad building, people will tell me, well, these guys are really talented. Yeah, that's not the point. The point isn't about them being really talented. The point is that you can't have a whole bunch of really, really young guys all in one trying to fight for the exact same spot. That's what I don't like about the Sesko deal. Like it's very.
I would agree with that. Jackson. I would agree with that.
It's very similar to Jackson, and I'm like, unless he's going to come in and blow us away and score 20 goals next year, what is the point? If he comes in and does 15, 16, a little bit better than Jackson, maybe he takes time to kind of adapt as well because he's young. Should we put pressure on him and say, you're 20, you should be the number one guy right now? Probably not. But if you're getting signed over Jackson, that's kind of the expectation, no?
What makes you think it's over Jackson, though? Why do you think it's over Jackson?
I mean, whichever way it is, if you're fighting
what if it's just like to have a striker room and like you have like two strikers that complement each other, that play the same system, that understand the system and can bang goals for you? Like if each of them score 14, 15 goals, we're good. We are very good.
Yeah, but they're each like it took Jackson 25,000 minutes to score 14 goals. He's not gonna get 14.
In his first season, for sure.
But doesn't mean he's like what have we seen from the last 5 games that he played? That next season is going to be a different clinical Jack. He's still gonna his development hasn't ended. Like it's not like if he's coming off the bench next year, he's going to start scoring goals now or anything like that. Like it's still a development curve for him. And it's a development curve for Sesko, even though I think he's good. So I don't.
Yeah. So the way I'm looking at it is like, yeah, they're both developing, and they will both help each other develop because they're both at a similar level, and they're both competing for that starting role. So it's like when you're in training, you don't want to. The reason why I don't want to go for like a proven like £100 million striker is because if that guy, whether that guy flops or not, you're forced to play him week in, week out. When you have a developing Jackson as well, right? So for me, like going for Osimhen, and Osimhen's not really fitting the bill, we're forced to put him out there time and time again. With Sesko and Jackson, you have guys that are at a similar level, very much in the ascendancy in their career, very much still developing, and still good strikers. Like I don't think that we can deny that they're both good strikers, like in different aspects of the game. It's just whether or not they're the finished articles right now, which is what everyone seems to be wanting, a little bit more experience. Something that is basically going to get you 20 goals regardless. I don't necessarily think we need that in the striker, to be honest. I think that we need to be a little bit more, especially because we all identify that the striker market is not that great. We need to be a little bit more maybe looking for market deficiencies and trying to figure out exactly what fits with what we're trying to play, more so than just getting the guy that bangs 25 goals. I get
that point of view, but then at the same time, I hear what Daniel was saying as well, because if you look at it, right, if you've got a Sesko and a Jackson and these guys that just keep missing these chances, like I said, I know I said earlier, I think everyone else will chip in, but let's say it's a tight game, mad low block, and all the chances keep falling to these guys and they keep missing. It's going to be the same problem, bro. It's going to be, why did we go and sign a project striker? Why did we not go and get someone who's a little bit more clinical? That's where you got to look at that side of things as well. It might not work out in certain games. We might end up dropping points because Sesko's not clinical in front of goal. And Jackson, same thing as well. He hasn't really improved his finishing much either. You know,
Yeah.
that's the other side of it as
Oh,
well.
I don't deny that there is risk involved in going about it this way, but there's risk involved in going for £100 million striker too, and him not being the exact actor, the right fit for what it is we're trying to do here. So I'm just saying, mitigate your. We can't. First of all, we can't even go in the market and do that again, anyways. Let's just be real. We're not in a position, without Champions League, without even a shirt sponsor right now, to go into the market and go big anyway. So I'm looking for what is the next best scenario. Like,
Couch.
what
These
could
guys are the loophole kings. They just put 40. They just put 40 down flat on Popuajan. You know what I mean? On Popuajan, Brazil. I don't even know who this kid is. 40
yeah.
million flat down. So it's not. They got it. I don't want to.
That's
Let's not make excuses for them that they don't have the money to spend. They don't want to spend it on him because they think there's more value getting like on a Elise and Sesko instead of getting Osimhen by himself.
The thing is that you got to give them grace a bit. Yeah, is the fact that their scouting has been good, man. Like, I like the players that they've brought in. They didn't
I have
bring
no
in
problem with the talent though. That's not my issue.
Yeah. I get. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's why I heard what you were saying in terms of
Yeah.
obviously you want to basically, Daniel, you want a striker which is less of a risk, right? Is what you're saying. But then Couch is saying even if we do go get 100 million striker, there's still a big risk. Like, let's be real. Football right now, yeah, the striker market, it's not like what it was back in the day, bro, where you had literally Van Persie, Suarez, Torres, all these man in one market, bro. You could go pick. You had so many world class strikers at once. Now it's a problem. It's a problem. That's where, okay, if you can't get that bagsman, right, the next step down is go and bring someone that suits what we're trying to do. And that's where Couch comes in and is saying, yo, that's where I'm looking at Sesko. I think he fits the bill, because again, there's no point in going to spend 150 million on a guy that's not going to work for us.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
And I hear that.
Here's the thing. Don't Chelsea fans never pay attention to buyout clauses when we're linked with someone. We always pay over the release clause anyway to get a better payment structure on the deal anyway. So don't worry about like if the release clause, like the Elise 60 million release clause. If they try and get a better payment structure for Elise, they'll pay over the odds for him. We've seen them do it before. So the Sesko thing, listen, I understand the Sesko thing is not everyone's first choice and stuff like that, but like I said, the strikers market earlier, it's just Osimhen's the only one anyone talks about because he's the only one that everyone's watched properly. You know what I mean? So Sesko's going to be.
I just don't think the quality.
There,
I just don't think the quality of the striker market's good whatsoever. And I don't. For me right now, I think the most important thing with that area for me is finding a striker that benefits the profile of the manager and what we have. That's it, and that's what they need to get right for me. Whoever that is, they need to get it right. Whether it's young, whether it's old, whether it's the mid-age, whatever it is, they need to get that spot on for me. So go and find it.
Available for about 10 million apparently.
But Jem, that's what I'm saying in terms of profile, right?
Yeah.
If you can't get a guy that scores 40, 50 goals, you don't have to force it and spend 120 million if you don't like Osimhen. If you're sure on Osimhen, you have to get Osimhen. But if you're not sure, cool, don't go get him.
But they haven't.
You have to go get. To me, is like get a profile like how we went and grabbed Giroud, right? How we went and grabbed Giroud, an older guy, has played at the top level for a long time, can help the younger strikers, younger attackers that we have. That's what I'm talking about in terms of profile. Once Gallagher leaves this summer, our youngest midfielder is 22, right? When we're talking about profile and how you're building the squad, they're all talented, but the youngest guy, the oldest guy is 22 or 23. Maybe Kai said it'll be 23 by then. He's the most experienced midfielder in your entire team at that point.
Bro, Mudrik's 23.
I'm saying, like,
Reece James is 20. What? How old is he now? 23, 24?
Enzo's 23, isn't he?
Right.
A lot of these guys, Daniel, I think you're looking at the age too much, bro. You got to look at the experience, man. Because Saka,
no, you're not.
Saka's 22, but he's got over 200 appearances for Arsenal, bro.
Who are you talking about?
Saka, bro. Saka's 22 years old, but he's got over 200 appearances for Arsenal.
Yeah, that's cool. He has over 200 appearances for Arsenal, which is a big club, a top level. Like these guys don't have that.
No, but bro, they still have experience at the highest level, bro. Like they've got more than enough experience, regardless of their age.
They don't have.
You're saying experience. Go get me a Giroud mode. I'm sorry, like, but that's not what we need right now.
I'm talking about our striker, the strikers that we have. Does anyone have the experience that you're talking about?
Oh yeah, no, Jackson obviously not.
But that's what we're talking about, strikers. right?
No, but you said the
I'm
team.
talking
You said the
about
team.
midfielders as well, right? If I'm talking about midfielders as well, does any of them have the experience that you're talking about?
What my point is, yeah, I'm not focused so much on the age. I'm focused more on the experience, yeah, because Olise is another one that's young, but he's got a lot of experience. That's what I'm focusing on more so than the age, like that what you're saying.
But it's not. I'm not. I said like Giroud because of the experience, the level, and that he had played at
Yeah.
Let me
Chelsea.
ask you then, Daniel.
Yes, you have
Who would
Tammy,
you
and
bring in
remember
then?
what was happening with Tammy when he was falling off.
That's exactly
Giroud
what I was
came
going to
in.
ask. Who do you
Who
want?
would you
go
bring in
for?
then? Because yes, in an ideal world, that's what we all want. But who would you bring in, bro? Because we have to deal with the reality of the
I don't know.
market.
I haven't looked at the older strikers that are playing at top clubs, but like the guy who plays for Porto and has been there a while, scoring goals. I like his profile. I'm forgetting his name. I think it's Taremi.
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 Eh.
This is like, I'm not saying go get somebody for 40, 50.
Yeah,
You
great,
get somebody
right?
for 10 million. But my point is getting somebody who, like, there's no need to get somebody to compete with Jack. Just get somebody, an older head to help these guys.
This is
Griezmann's
my thing,
available for
right?
10 million.
That's what
If
I
It's
I,
gonna
want. I
be a
want
stopgap
experience
though,
to help.
Jem. Hold on,
if I,
Jem. Before you come in, Jem. Before you come in,
You can
Jem. Yeah.
save the spot for the 100 million striker for when there's a 100 million striker.
well,
Right?
no,
Like
this
that.
is my thing, right?
That's just
That's
gonna
my
be a
point. Like,
stopgap
there's no
though.
need more
If
kids.
we go bring a Taremi sort of profile, that's just gonna be a stopgap, and we're gonna have
Yeah,
to.
it is.
It's gonna end up having Taremi for a little bit, hoping that he works because he's got more experience, yeah, quote unquote, right? And then we're gonna be waiting for the next big thing in the market. And what if that doesn't happen, bro? There's no guarantee that
But it's
there's
not
gonna be
hoping
another
that it
striker that
works.
just pops off.
In my opinion, why
Oh, there
we're
will be
saying,
another striker. There's no
why
doubt
we're
about that.
saying
There will be
Yeah, but
another
they'll be young
striker.
though, Couch. They'll be young though. That's what happens. They'll
Well,
be young, and then
but
we'll be
again,
saying the same thing.
well, yeah, there'll be another striker. So I don't know why you guys are so focused on the age right now. It's just like the ability right now for me. But
For me,
Exactly. That's
it's
not me. I
yeah,
care more about the
even
experience.
with ability,
guys.
players need,
For
like
me,
I said.
it's the profiling, and I keep saying it. And listen, if money wasn't the thing right now, I'll be quite honest with you. Based on what I've seen and our manager and who I think would suit the best, I'd go with Gakaris personally. That's just my opinion because I think he's athletic. I think we missed the fact that he's really playing in a free system, even though we're not going to be set up in a free system. In game, we go into a free system, and I think he has the qualities to be able to play in that front row in the manner that we need to, with the players we have around being creative for him as well, to be able to succeed in that profile of what we're playing. So I would go with Gakaris if he wasn't 85 million. But that's my opinion, just because I think there's a variation to the way he scores. I think he's athletic. I think he's good at holding it up. I think there's a lot there that he could offer this team in what Maresca's trying to do as well. And I just think it would suit what we want to do. But that's my opinion. I wouldn't say go for him for 85 million though. His release clause is 85 million. I don't think he's that. Again, I don't think he's that good.
Someone's mic.
Again, I don't think he's that good. I'm not saying like he's like the best striker in there, but I'm just saying when I look at his profile and what he offers, I think he suits what we're doing. Well, I think we're going to be doing what I think we're going to be doing moving forward.
I'll be open to Gokaris. Again, I need to watch more vids and stuff on him, but he looks pretty good from what I've for some of the clips.
But there's a hefty transfer fee for that guy.
Yeah, I agree. But forgetting the transfer fee, and then this is what I'm saying, the transfer fee I wouldn't, but 60 GNA is pretty good. I know it's Sporting and they create a lot, but so are Chelsea going to be when we're in a possession, when we have these hopefully Elises and that, it's going to be a very creative possession-based team where you're going to need, so at the end of the day, he kind of fits the bill for me, personally. It's just his money. It's just the money side for me. If it was like 50 million or even push 60, I'd say get him over him, personally. But we're not going to do that. So it is what it is. And this is the problem in the market. It's shit. Basically, it's crap. Go and get yourself a Sesko and just hope that he develops into 3 years down the line, 2 years down the line into this striker that we need. And potentially, yeah, it could happen. But then there's more than that, isn't there? More young players that we don't know about, which they're going to be scouting. So now, scouting team, go and do your job and go and find the next young that's going to fit the profile, but's also going to score goals and maybe, in the future carry us into that Drogba and Costa.
No, it is, Jem. I'm really surprised that we haven't really been tapping into the South American market for a striker, because that's what City did with Alvarez. They went and copped him from there, and look at him. He's someone that's really good in front of goal. Like, I'll take
They
Alvarez
don't
in a
have
heartbeat.
great strikers, dog, right now.
Bro, I don't know that because I don't watch that league, but I'm sure they can go and scout someone and see in it what's going on over there. But yeah, I'm surprised I haven't really seen much links from that side, to be fair.
I've been watching the Copa America, not the Copa America, the club tournament that they have there. with Independiente and Palmeiras involved. And yeah, you guys would be. I don't think that the level's very high, to be honest. But there certainly are diamonds in the rough out that way. In some of these like Brazilian teams and like these Colombian teams and whatever. But I don't know. I don't think that we could just go. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because these scouts have proven me wrong on more than a few occasions now about like who they're targeting and why they're targeting them. So I'm just gonna let the scouts do their business. To be honest,
though? Would Watkins suit Maresca? I don't know. Maybe again, he works hard off the ball, gets around. Premier League proven. I don't know. How much is he? 50 million? 60 million? Is he more than that? 80 million? I don't know. How much is Watkins? I don't know what the market is.
I'm taking him in a heartbeat, bro. That guy would see what Maresca's trying to do, but the link up. And listen, one thing about him, he's not clinical, but again, we create a lot of chances. So he will bag. If you create at least 5 for him, he'll score 2.
That's why Torres I like, because he doesn't score. It's not like his conversion rates great. I remember Couch sent something about Torres and his conversion rate. Like he'd have like 3 chances come in the game, and he'll take 1 of the 3. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's the fact that we are.
My issue with Gyökeres wasn't so much about the goal scoring prowess. It was the types of goals that he was scoring, and whether or not that's conducive to the style of play that we're ready to adopt. Yeah, I did post that video with all of his shots, and he gets a lot of shots. That's without question. Everything is fashioned for him. Everything, every move is fashioned for him. Whereas in a team like Chelsea, that won't be the case. He's not going to get every shot. He's not going to get every opportunity just fashioned for him.
Yeah, but he creates as well.
Well, I have yet to see real creation in that level. But again, you probably watched him more than I have. I would also say that the types of goals that he scored, he's always running 2v2, like he's always running into space. Didn't seem like there was a lot of whatever I seen him
it's
like
the angle
block
that he
situations.
Scores from Couch. For me,
he scores some bangers. He scores some bangers.
He's got that ability that he's got a good shot on him. Like he hits the ball.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. He's got a strike on him for sure. But I'm talking about when the area is congested and whatnot, is he able to carve out some space for him to get that shot off?
True.
And that other shot, remember I had that every shot comp that he had, like every shot that he's taken, whether it's a goal or a miss, whenever it was congested, you didn't see him do anything much with the shot. It was always very much what's going on here. The times that he scores, it's a banger, no doubt about it. Like outside the box, banger, boom.
Good in the air as well, by the way.
Very good in the air.
Yeah.
But it's always in space. So that's what my worry is there. It's just we need somebody that can give us a little bit more in the box as well, right? Or when it's extremely congested, which it will be.
Well, I think Nkunku would do that for you, to be quite honest.
Absolutely, he would. Absolutely, he would.
Maybe you can hide the weaknesses. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, go on.
Because I know everyone, kind of agrees on this talent is the most important thing. But I want to see if I'm alone in this kind of mindset. If you were given the option right now, right, you had, the option to go get Pedri to compete with Enzo, right? Or you had the ability, let's say for 80 million. Or you had the option to get someone like a Ruben Neves to come in for 25, 30 million to be on the bench replacing Gallagher. What would you take?
Say that again? I didn't hear the first part.
You had the option to go get Pedri to compete with Enzo, right? Because there's nobody like Enzo in our team.
Yeah.
Right? So you're thinking about that. You say, let me go get Pedri for 80, 90 million. Let him compete with Enzo. Or you say, you know what? I have Enzo. I'm developing Enzo. Spend 100 million on him. I believe in him. Let me get Ruben Neves to be on the bench, be the experienced head, blah, blah, blah. What option would you take?
Ruben Neves, personally. Because again,
everybody else,
he would see.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all, man. We don't need any more.
If I had to choose one, he's asking you.
I'm taking Lavia.
I'm asking
Lavia. Santos is right there. Like, what are we doing it?
Yeah. So, but I would choose Neves.
That's failing the test. Like I gave 2 options.
Yeah. Neves.
Out of the 2 options, what would you choose?
Why Neves? What was your point though? What's the meaning behind it? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Neves is 20. 26 experienced guys, played at the top level for a long time, right? You know what I'm saying? So if I'm saying I need a midfielder in, I already have Enzo, right? I need a profile like him to. That's who I would go get because I already have this young.
But I don't get this point though, Dan, because midfield we're stats, bro.
That's not the point. I
We're
just used the
stats.
midfield for a reason because Pedri is super talented and Enzo's super talented. That's why I used it. I could have used anything else.
What's the point then? I don't get it.
All right,
you say Ruben,
we just
Ruben
talked
Neves.
about the striker right now. That's what I was tying it to. And I used the midfield because there is no star strikers out there. But
he's just basically saying
midfielder.
that it's experience, or would you rather the hot name?
I don't
It's experience
understand.
versus like the new hot name. And yeah, of course, like to balance up.
Pedri's got a lot of experience as well, though. This is the thing. He's got a lot of experience.
New hot
That's
name.
true too.
Pedri's top of the top. But if you believe in Enzo, but you're trying to set up your squad, wouldn't it make sense to go get Ruben Neves instead?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe.
If Gallagher's going and he's coming in, yeah, potentially, yeah. There's someone off the bench with experience. Yeah.
Not even Gallagher. I'm not saying like in our squad right now. That's what I want to do. I'm just using it as an example of how I'm thinking about the entire squad.
Yeah.
Right. It's like that's how I'm thinking about it in terms of the striker etc. Is like, yeah. I mean, I don't think personally. I don't think Sesko's more talented than Jackson. I think it's same level. All right. So if I have a young talented guy I'm trying to look at, that's who I'll be looking for to be that option in the squad. Is that kind of player. It's the Ruben Neves of the strikers, if I can find one.
Okay, I get what you're saying. You're saying someone that's got that little bit more experience, know-how, rather than the qualities. Like, so are you basically saying Jackson's like an Enzo? He's got pure quality and he's young. You just want someone that can.
He's basically saying Girassi right now. That's exactly what
Girassi. Girassi bangs goals for fun is what Paul says there. Thank you for the donation, bro. We appreciate that.
28 years old.
I haven't watched Girassi a lot.
Well, I mean that's what you're after. I don't know anyway. I don't think that he helps us very much in terms of the long-term output of this club. But like, yeah, he's had a great season with Xavi. I guess he's with Alonso, playing that style of football and whatnot. But as a striker, he doesn't impress me at all. Does not impress me at all. I'm gonna be real.
Martial, are you mad? Jesus.
What's happened to Boniface, bro? His stocks just dropped all of a sudden.
Because he got an injury.
What happened to him?
He had a major injury, so people.
He got an injury, and yeah.
He got injured. Oh, okay.
He got injured. Yeah. He came back, but he just
not just injured. He had a major knee injury.
Yes, yeah, but he came back, but he's only just come back, so he didn't play a big part in the running. So he's not to full speed. So,
well, this is a good question. Like, someone's put this before we go because we are going to go now. I need to go anyway. It's 3:00 as well. Let's go. 2 hours in. Depends on the value. Depends on the value you want for your money. Benjamin Sesko 55, Elise 60, Tosin 0, totals 115, and then Osimhen on his own is just 115. So basically confirming that you get one player you're gonna break the record for, or you can get 3 players who benefit the team squad depth and quality across the pitch for the same money. So I'm assuming it's referring to Chelsea will be smart in the window. Yes, Jay, how are you, man? Chelsea, what is that? Why is that popping up? I just saw that as well. What are you doing? Chelsea will be smart in the window. Yeah, the answer is they will be smart in the window. Why is it doing that still? Go away, mate. Yeah, they need to be. I think they do need to be. I don't think they can go out and spend 150 million on one player or 2 players and that's it. They need to now think, okay, we need to be a bit more wise here because not only do we need striker, we're going to need a goalie who's comfortable playing high risk from the back. We're going to need a centre back because Chalobah and Silva are gone. We might even potentially buy a left back if we sell Chilwell, maybe, or someone. Yeah, I mean, so there's a lot to be done. There's always so much.
They have been scout. There are reports that we've been scouting Sesko for like at least a year and a half.
Yeah,
before this, so it's not a surprise we're linked to him. We're always linked to him. We linked to him last. I think even before he signed for Leipzig, we were linked to him. Everything like that.
Yeah.
So shouldn't be a big surprise that they pick him. Or seemingly go for him. So it shouldn't be that big of a surprise to everyone.
Yeah, guys. Big up to every single one of you. 3:00, 3:05, 2 hours of the show for you over the weekend. We will continue to keep bringing you any news. I hope you've enjoyed it. We spoke about Tosin. We'll see if we get to Here We Go. We'll see what happens in the next weeks or so in regards to the strikers, the goalkeepers, all of these areas. And we're also still waiting for a Here We Go and Enzo Maresca, aren't we? We've not even had the full. So, yeah, it's a bit weird at the moment.
That sounds like a Monday thing, to be honest.
Yeah,
sounds like a
probably
Monday, Tuesday thing.
Monday thing. But listen, we got a showing for you guys over the weekend. It's been good. A weekend round overview of things. Make sure you follow Don on his channel. YouTube's Don CFC. You see it there. Couch Critic on his channel. Couch Critic. And then Andrew, the Winter Surfer on Twitter. And Daniel is the EL Patron, yeah, on Twitter. So easy, you can check all these guys out. Make sure you follow GNA TV as well, guys. We're nearly at 10K. We're actually moving up on subscribers quite quickly.
Gang.
And let's see what happens, guys. Lots and lots to be talking on. I'm sure opinions will change over the summer window based on who we end up pointing our fingers on. And we'll go from there. It's always this roller coaster. Get strapped up, get ready. Chelsea are coming for the summer window.
Tosin, welcome, Tosin. Welcome. Let's go.
Welcome, Tosin, potentially to Chelsea Football Club in case you never know. Newcastle, Man United might try and pip us at the end. But
let me just say something. I see Nomadic in the chat as well. Apparently she's been doing up Tosin PR and that, in her group chats. All right, so listen, hey, if this doesn't work out, Nomadic, it's on you. It's on you.
Is she a Tosin fan? Is she? Okay, cool.
That's
Nomadic.
what she tweeted. That's what she tweeted.
Big up to Nomadic as always. Big up everyone. Take care of yourselves, guys. Peace out. See you in a bit. Peace.